Okay, welcome back. Let me make a correction. It's 9 years. Yes, 9 years, not 9 months. And so we're making 10 next year.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
welcome. Um, Benon's story always amazes me at how God connects people. My story is I am while he grew up in a female dominated home, I grew up in a male dominated home. Um, I come from a family of 6 children, 5 boys, and I'm the only girl. And so growing up, my mother especially, she seemed to raise me up out of fear of me not seeming or turning out to be like a boy. You know what people call tomboy. I didn't have a chance. There was clearly no chance. So I did all the house chores. I looked after my brothers right from an early age, and that nurtured me a certain way. One of the sad moments that I remember with my mom was one evening when she asked me to go and check if the gate was locked, if the dog is out, and yet all my brothers were in the house. And I remember I spoke up to her and I told her, "Mommy, I'm not going. You wake up those boys to go. If you don't, then you just have to do it yourself." And so I was raised. She always just wanted me not to bend at all towards becoming like a boy because there was so much around me. And I've noticed that that has impacted the way I'm raising up my children, because I didn't like it at all. I actually remember the first day I reported to work after our honeymoon, I got a call from one of my brothers, and then he was about I think 17 there, and was calling me asking me how to light up a charcoal stove. And then another one called me asking me how to measure water for rice, because they had never cooked, they had never done all these things. And so I determined in my life that I'm not going to raise my children like that. And so currently at home, there is nothing like male chores and female chores. Emanzi, Abigail, Kayla, okay, of course not Kayla, but the two, they do all the house chores because I didn't love the fact that I had to do everything. It caused me to resent my mom actually for quite some time. And then with my dad, it was a bit different. Of course, I'm his only daughter. So, but he was, one is that yes, he was very, 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 very strict. I actually had curfew until I finished campus. And then when I announced to them I'm getting married, they reinstated the curfew. But my father, by and large, the confidence that I have and the leadership that I display, that I came to display in my life, came out of my relationship with my dad. um, I noticed that he trusted me a lot. On several occasions, my dad would ask me to represent him as a guest speaker on functions. Their children, I am godparents too, not because the parents came out looking for me, but they either wanted my mom, and then my dad would say, no, send Judith, let Judith go. And so he showed me he trusted me. He gave me so many opportunities that boosted a lot of confidence in me, and a lot of and and uh, self image. He boosted my self esteem. And so for me, my relationship with my dad was very has been very key in on how I've had to you know to raise up my children, or to nurture my children. Now, one very key thing that I'm going to note in this video is my dad is an education freak. He's very, very passionate about education. And so things like academic visitations, class meetings, that was my dad. Then my mom would come on the videos of Chimere. But um, one of the moments of conflict in our marriage has actually been in that particular area. Um, Benon has, like he said, he didn't really grow up so much uh, coming out at that front, being passionate about books, about children's education, and now me, that's a background I have, and so I just always felt like, but you're supposed to ask the questions. When we're in school, every end of term, my dad would work half day, and so he would come home. He looks at the report, he reads the report, studies the report, and then you bring the report with your papers. So he looks at how did you score in math, which numbers did you fail, and so getting married and having children, I always expected my husband to definitely pick it up. Of course, I was wrong now that I know better. And so that's really how my journey has been, or the shadow that I vividly pick from is mainly from my dad. From my mom, I'm very deliberate on ensuring that my children, that I balance how I treat my children.